As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Your thoughts are not silent, they are seeds, alive, electric, and endlessly creative. They build your world in every moment, quietly weaving your reality from the inside out. James Allen called it the science of mind, the eternal truth that, as you think, so you become. Your life is not ruled by fate, or luck, or the opinions of others. It is shaped, precisely and inevitably, by the thoughts you cultivate in the garden of your mind. The world you see is a mirror, reflecting your inner state. And once you understand this, you hold the key to transformation, not by changing the outer world, but by changing the cause behind it, your thinking. Allen begins with a simple yet revolutionary idea: you are the master gardener of your soul. Your mind is the soil, your thoughts are the seeds, and your circumstances, your health, your relationships, your success, are the harvest. Whatever you plant grows, whatever you neglect withers. This is the silent law of life, impartial, precise, and creative. Just as the laws of gravity or growth never fail, so too the law of thought never sleeps. If your mind is filled with fear, resentment, or doubt, those seeds will produce sorrow, limitation, and struggle. If your thoughts are rooted in faith, kindness, and purpose, your world will bloom with peace, opportunity, and success. You begin to see that you are never the victim of circumstance, only the product of your inner state. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. Every thought is a cause, every condition is an effect. When you understand this, blame disappears. You stop blaming others for your pain and start tending to your own garden. You realize that what happens through you is far more powerful than what happens to you. Allen writes, "A man is literally what he thinks, his character being the complete sum of all his thoughts. The outer world is but a mirror of the inner. To change your life, you must begin within, quietly, faithfully, persistently. You cannot sow anger and reap joy. You cannot plant fear and harvest freedom. But you can, at any moment, choose new seeds. The moment you take responsibility for your thoughts, you take command of your destiny. You begin to understand that the mind is like a perfectly obedient garden. It will grow whatever you plant, whether good or bad. The weeds of fear and doubt grow naturally if you do not pull them out. But when you consciously sow seeds of peace, patience, and gratitude, your inner world begins to change. Soon, your outer world reflects it, effortlessly, almost mysteriously. You realize that you have been both the prisoner and the liberator, the gardener and the ground. Freedom was never outside you. It was in the way you thought about life itself. Allen's words carry the clarity of sunlight. The soul attracts that which it secretly harbors. Life is not happening to you. It is responding through you. The invisible pattern of your thoughts becomes visible in your experience. Think health, and vitality increases. Think failure, and obstacles appear. Think kindness, and you begin to live in a more beautiful world. The universe simply mirrors the images of your mind. It does not judge, it only reflects. Now you begin to see the sacred responsibility of thought. Each thought is a creative act. You cannot think hatred without damaging yourself. You cannot think peace without healing yourself. The mind is the master builder, and your body, your environment, your destiny are the structures it creates. To think rightly is to live rightly. To think beautifully is to live beautifully. You no longer ask, "Why is this happening to me?" You ask, "What thought within me is calling this into being?" And that question, humble, honest, liberating, begins the great work of transformation. You now understand that your mind is the workshop of creation. Each day you are building, in silence, the the house you will later inhabit. Your thoughts today become your circumstances tomorrow. Your inner attitude becomes your outer experience. Alan reminds you, as the plant springs from the seed, and could not be without the seed, so every act of man springs from the hidden seeds of thought. Every action, habit, and event begins as a thought, invisible but powerful. So you watch your thinking carefully. You treat each thought as sacred. You learn to select only those that align with your highest vision. You begin to see that success is not a lucky accident. It is the natural result of clear, consistent, and disciplined thinking. The successful person is not necessarily more talented or privileged, only more focused in thought. They think abundance and their actions follow. They think purpose and opportunities arise. They think truth and life reveals its harmony. Likewise, failure is not punishment, it is feedback. It shows you what kind of seeds you have been planting. If you don't like the harvest, you change the seed, not the soil. You do not curse the field, you tend to it with new intention. Alan emphasizes that health too is born in the mind. A peaceful mind creates a peaceful body. A mind filled with worry and bitterness eventually reflects its tension in the flesh. Your body is the shadow of your thought, a visible echo of the invisible. When you choose calm, your heartbeat follows. When you choose gratitude, your energy rises. When you choose love, your entire being becomes radiant. You realize that your greatest medicine is not outside you, it's in the way you think. The same law applies to wealth. The poor mindset thinks, there is not enough. The rich mindset knows, there is always more. Prosperity is not a number, it's a vibration. It flows to those whose thoughts match its frequency. Thoughts of faith, generosity, creativity, and gratitude. You begin to see that every form of lack begins as a thought of lack, and every form of abundance begins as a thought of abundance. You are not waiting for life to change. Life is waiting for you to think differently. As you continue, a quiet power grows within you. You no longer chase results. You cultivate causes. You no longer seek control. You practice alignment. You no longer blame. You create. The mind becomes your sacred laboratory. You learn to plant only what you wish to see multiplied. You learn to water your garden with faith and protect it with patience. Over time, what once felt like effort becomes joy. Your thinking becomes cleaner, lighter, more luminous, and your life begins to mirror that clarity. Alan also teaches the power of purpose. A person without purpose is like a ship without a compass, drifting, reactive, and easily lost. But one who holds a definite purpose in mind moves forward, calmly and confidently, through both calm and storm. Purpose gives thought direction, and directed thought is unstoppable. You realize that vague desires create vague results, but focused vision, held with faith, must manifest. You no longer ask, will it happen? You affirm it is already forming. This is the quiet authority of a mind in harmony with truth. You notice how peace grows where once there was confusion. Where you used to react, you now reflect. Where you once complained, you now create. Where you once feared, you now trust. Your life hasn't suddenly changed, you have. And because you have, everything else begins to follow. Alan reminds you that thought and character are one. Your outer life cannot rise higher than your inner vision. If you want to live a noble life, you must think noble thoughts. If you want peace, you must think peace. If you want joy, you must think joy. The power has always been yours, silently waiting in the garden of your mind. You come to see that heaven and hell are not places after death, but states of consciousness now. The thoughts of fear, envy, and anger create hell. The thoughts of love, gratitude, and wisdom create heaven. And every moment is a choice between the two. No one can choose for you. No one can think for you. You are the creator of your own inner world, and thus the master of your destiny. Now, thought becomes sacred to you. You guard your mind as you would a temple. You no longer entertain ideas that poison your peace. You no longer give power to worry. When negativity appears, you simply let it pass. Like a cloud in the vast sky of awareness, you remember, you are the thinker, not the thought. This realization brings freedom deeper than riches, the freedom of knowing that no one can imprison your mind but you. And now, you live as a conscious gardener of your destiny. You wake each morning knowing that today's thoughts are tomorrow's fruit. You tend your mind with love. You plant gratitude, peace, and purpose. You let the weeds of doubt die through neglect, and water your dreams with action and faith. You begin to see beauty everywhere, because beauty lives within you. Alan's timeless truth resounds through every word. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, not as he wishes, not as he pretends, but as he truly thinks, in the quiet places of his heart. And in that sacred knowing, you find the secret to all transformation. Change your thoughts, and you change your life. Now, you walk with calm certainty. You understand that your mind is the creative power of your universe. You no longer fear the storm, because you have learned to master the wind within. You no longer ask for luck, because you've discovered law. You no longer hope for change, because you live it. Your outer world now blossoms in the pattern of your inner peace. You have become the gardener, the builder, the artist of your destiny. And as you think, so you are.